What's up? If you're a newcomer to this channel, please like, comment, and share this video. Don't be afraid to subscribe too. If you're already a part of the channel, please share the video content on this channel. If you want to know any of my social media information, I'll show them on the screen right now. You know my motto, I'm trying to save one relationship at a time and one mind at a time. I'm your host Marcus, and this is another episode of Marcus Speaks. What's up? Welcome back to another episode. So recently Oprah has been in the news, mainly for a documentary that she's going to be coming out with during the Sundance Film Festival. So in this documentary, it's basically going to speak about the accuser of sexual assault by co-founder of Def Jam, producer of Def Comedy Jam, CEO of All Def Digital, Russell Simmons. So the reason why I'm doing this topic today is because not mainly for the accusers, but I'm doing this sort of like how I did my last episode. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm mainly disagreeing, but I'm mainly disagreeing because this would be the second time Oprah has done something to make her look bad, such as with accusations that she's basically just finding out about an accuser that's accused a celebrity or whatever. So like I said, Russell has been in the public eye for many a year, since the mid 80s. So Russell basically has been fighting back along with 50 Cent with these accusations of sexual misconduct. And I would have to say, from a male perspective, From a male perspective, I would have to say that this is pretty messed up, because like I said, Oprah, this would be the second time Oprah has done a video or an interview like this. As we all know, Surviving Neverland got to get a third let's talk type of interview about the words that they said in the interview, about how they basically depicted every sexual misconduct encounter that they thought that they had with Michael Jackson. So a year will go past, and then we'll see sometime next year, because I think the Sundance Film Festival is, I think, in February, like late February. So probably by like late 2020, we'll see this documentary or docuseries. I think there's up to like 7 accusers, but with those 7 accusers and him and Russell Simmons being accused, I want to point out something. Russell Simmons took 9 3-hour lie detector tests to clear his name, basically. If he took 9 3-hour lie detector tests and all of them came out that he was telling the truth, Why is it that Oprah feels as though that she can speak about something that isn't true? Now, I don't know what most people may think, but to my knowledge, if someone is doing their best to try to clear their name, and they're trying to at least show people that they're trying to show their innocence, then I would just let it go. I wouldn't even go forth with letting it go out at the Sundance Film Festival. I wouldn't let it go out by letting it air on Apple Plus, on Apple TV Plus, and that's just an expense that I would have to eat if I was Oprah. But since we know that Oprah hasn't really, or never have really, financed her own projects and shows and stuff like that, I guess this is something that us as people have to chuck up. But within all this accusing that she's done, she has yet to come out against her friend Harvey Weinstein, her friend Michael Epstein, and others that are in the Hollywood circle, and whatever else, such as entertainment too, and sports and stuff like that. If there has been any sports figures that are not of African American descent, how is it that she can come out against the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, and also a icon within the hip hop community, Russell Simmons? Now, I want to get to something. So, as I said, 7 women came out against Russell because of sexual assault spanning between the years of 1988 to 2014. Now, since that's a long time frame of sexual misconduct, and there's one woman, and her name escapes me right now, that has came out to tell her story. She's going to be the prime person in this docuseries that's going to be talking about how she survived Russell Simmons or whatever. So what I want to say is that why is it that Oprah comes out with old material, like old old stuff, like everything that has came out against, I would say, Bill Cosby, which are old accusations, excuse me, and also has came out Russell Simmons, which are all old, and her friend Gayle King, that has basically put the nail in the coffin of R. Kelly. Now, R. Kelly should have been in jail a long time ago. When the videotape came out that was being sold everywhere, he should have been in jail a long time ago. Bill Cosby, you got what he had like 80 some odd women that came out that basically had a 40-year-old story. Now here comes Russell. Well, Michael Jackson, which every time Michael Jackson ever got tried in court, he either made a settlement out of court or he won his cases. If these accusations are real and they come out to be true, then I'll retract this whole video. I'll take it down. But as far as what I'm seeing, Russell is fighting, and basically he made a tweet, and I'll show the tweet now. He made a tweet basically praising Oprah about how she's everything to his family. He taught her how to meditate and stuff like that. Now, that has to be probably for good reasons, because probably at a time in her life, Oprah probably was taking on too much. So Russell probably came to her aid and showed her how to meditate to get certain things off of her mind and to center herself. Now, what I'm not getting is Oprah trying to make a money grab? Is she trying to bank off of this Me Too stuff? Is she trying to, see some type of revenue from this whole Me Too thing? Is she going to be the final driving force that puts the nail in the coffin of everybody that has, or everybody who's black, put the nail in their coffin if they have like a little inkling of some type of misunderstanding at the workplace with a woman? Now, what y'all probably don't understand is that Oprah has gone on record, and y'all can see this on Netflix. It's okay. So if you guys seen the documentary that Ava DuVernay has done, the 13th. Well, if you search for the 13th, there should be two options to look at: the actual documentary, and then it's the sit-down interview that Oprah done with Ava to talk about her whole thing of like how she got to do the documentary. Now, in that documentary, Oprah said to Ava that the story is more important. The story is more important, and there's nothing else to like think about. Don't worry about like the hate. Don't worry about the whatever it brings your way. Don't think about that. Make sure that it's the story that's more important. But to piggyback off of that, she also said to Rob Safechuck and Wade Robson during her interview during the Leaving Neverland that she stated before she asked any question, she said, and I want y'all to look this up, she said to both Rob and Wade that everyone's gonna receive hate on this stage. I'm gonna receive hate, you're gonna receive hate, and whoever the director's name was of the whole thing, she told him that he's gonna receive hate too. And what happened after that was shown on like Twitter, basically erupted to where they was basically going at both Wade, Chuck, whoever the director's name is, and Oprah. But Oprah got more of the blunt force of everything because she allowed these men to be on her stage to talk about some bullshit that they said in the beginning when they were in their 20s, that nothing happened between themselves and Michael. Now, if nothing has happened and you went to court, you was a character witness for Michael and shit like that, why is it that you want to come out now and talk about some sexual assault or sexual misconduct, or why are you coming out about it now? Like, it's no point to come out about this shit now. Now, I know that the laws have changed on the statute of limitations when it comes to I'm guessing this type of activity, but why is it that since Russell has basically a 20 some odd window, 30 some odd year window of these women that want to come out now, why is it that you never came out then? Is it that you were too afraid to come out about this? Is it that he was your boss and you don't want to shake things up at the workplace? Like, what is it? What's the reason and the cause of you not coming out about someone not treating you the way that you would like to be treated? And also, what I want to say about that is that how's it that we can trust Oprah's word if this is the second time she's done this? We can't, like, after the first time, you got to remember, she interviewed Michael in the 90s, got buddy with him, but then she double crosses him and stabs him in his back. But I'll get back to that later on in this video. So, what is her motives over going into the case of sexual assault in a docu-series about Russell Simmons? Let's not forget, she did to Michael Jackson. Yeah, she did it to Michael Jackson. She's doing it to Russell. And now, whoever the next victim will be, hopefully Harvey Weinstein, one of her friends that I'm pretty sure had some type of financial backing to her success, which I don't know if that's true, but I'm pretty sure that Harvey had some type of stake in her success. So let's just say that. Sexual assault is serious. Well, why does Winfrey feel it's okay to just go after black men? Now, what I'm getting from what I read from social media, which it's only like 1% of that shit I'm really believing because it's social media at the end of the day. So I have to look at news sources, I have to look at videos, I have to look at all kinds of stuff to bring my opinion to this whole thing while trying to give some facts out at the same time. So what I feel about this shit is that since she's just going after black men, because we see Michael Jackson, now Russell Simmons, everyone's just skeptical of who she's going to come after next. That's what my personal opinion is on this, is that I just want to know who the fuck else she's going to come after, because I'm not saying that she should just go after just white men or whatever, but I'm saying some of these white guys that are out here doing the same shit that allegedly Russell Simmons has done, it seems as though that she's not going after them because for some reason she feels as though that they're not targets to talk about. But if you think about it, Harvey Weinstein, one of her friends that she was watching the Surviving R. Kelly story on his boat, that's alleged, but that's what people's been saying, that she was on the boat with Harvey and Epstein and a couple other colorful motherfuckers that was on that goddamn boat. I feel as though that I'm just waiting to see who her next victim is, because if she doesn't realize by now, which she probably don't care, because she also said in the I think the Ava DuVernay interview, y'all can check that out on Netflix, that she doesn't really care after the fact. Like, she does the story, she makes sure she hits it as hard as she can to get people to understand what she's trying to say, and then she's done with the story. But what I'm feeling a little fucked up about Oprah is that you smiled in all these people's faces that you've done these interviews with. You smiled in their faces. You made friends with them. You just try to get as close to them as possible, and now you backstab them at the end of the day. I think she did an interview with Russell, but don't take my word on that. But if you want to look that up yourselves, the interview probably was just like any other one of her old Oprah Winfrey show interviews. It was probably just like her asking questions about their life, if they ever been through any type of hard time or any type of mental disorders and stuff like that, like she usually used to do. And I've only watched a few of her interviews. The one with Dave Chappelle. I think she did. I watched the one when she did on Michael Jackson. And the one interview that stands out to me as the most disrespectful interviews that she's ever done was with the one when she interviewed the comedian Monique's mother, father, and brother. So, from Monique's perspective, she gave Oprah personal instructions not to talk to her mother. Well, she said her and her mother weren't on good terms. Her father was sick, and she didn't want her interviewing her brother because her brother would just lie about any information that he was going to talk about. But Oprah goes along with the interview, does the interview. So then Monique has a lot to say after the fact, after, she's doing this whole Netflix boycott and stuff like that. Now she's in the process of suing Netflix now. But it shows the lengths that Oprah would go to try to get a story. So now we fast forward to 2019 to know that she's going to be doing an interview with these accusers. I don't know these women's names, so we're just going to call them the accusers. Of these accusers of a crime that can basically get Russell locked in jail for however many years that a judge sees fit. Because we've seen it with with R. Kelly. We've seen it with Cosby, and whomever else has gone through all of this sexual misconduct shenanigans. Oprah just gonna have to watch how she does certain shit, because not everybody agrees with your way of what's your way of reporting, because I see it as a big slap in the face and a big middle finger to everybody that you've ever interviewed. In, like, as far as celebrities go, you interviewed Cosby. I'm pretty sure you did. I'm not sure if you did or not, but I'm pretty sure he's been on your show. I'm pretty sure that Russell was on your show, and Michael, you interviewed him at his house. You got into his house. You put your feet up in his couches and shit when you was talking to him. So we fast forward, and you are now making documentaries and one-time interviews with accusers now. Like, what the hell is all this about now? You befriended these people or became friends with these people because at a certain level they trusted you, but now, you know, you're backstabbing. Like, it's ridiculous. Alright, so Russell Simmons basically blames all of these accusations on his player past that he says. He calls it toxic masculinity now, but back then he called it his player past. Now, I don't put it past him. From, I would say, probably between 1988 or whenever he started Def Jam, which is probably what, like 84, 85? Up until he met his first wife, Russell Simmons. Like, yes, he probably was a player between that time frame. But what I feel as though that should be asked is, what does Kimora Lee feel about all of this? Does she have any type of, like, anything to say about this? Like, does she have anything that she wants to say about Russell's past, or does she have any insight of any of this? Because I find it strange that it's a lot of stories of people going against them, but there's very few stories of people that's coming forward to help him. The only people that we know so far that is coming out to basically favor the side of Russell is his niece Angela, or not Angela, yeah, Angela Simmons, I think it is, and 50 Cent. And 50 Cent has done an interview with Oprah, and basically about his life, about, you know, his upbringings, how he got shot, who raised him at the end of the day, and stuff like that. So, you know, we come to now, and a lot of people are pretty sick of 50, but I feel like his shenanigans is pretty fucking funny. But we come now to 50 basically outing Oprah and basically saying the same things I'm saying. Why are you just coming after black men? Like, what have we done to you that we deserve this type of treatment? Now, if y'all know Oprah's backstory, her mother didn't want her at a certain point. She wanted to go and live with her father, if that's the story at all, because that's what Oprah has said. And I think she was sexually assaulted or molested by her father, or whatever. So if that leads her into the way of not trusting any black man, and she's still dating but not married to the man that we've known her to be with for years now. Why is it that, like, she's like, yeah, why is she just coming after black men? Like, if anything, Oprah, black men probably support you just as much as black women do, because you show a certain type of archetype that people want to be, and that would be you are a boss within your own right. You are you're an entrepreneur. You're a philanthropist, and whatever else comes out of like what you do. Like, every person strives to be like that, but little black girls look at you as a savior because they want to be Oprah sometimes. Not so much probably, dudes, but we see, your hustle spirit. Like, okay, she did news here in Baltimore, then she became a talk show host, then she became the biggest talk show host, and she has a magazine, she has other things, she built a school in Africa. Like, what more can somebody strive to be other than an Oprah or a Jay-Z or a Russell Simmons? So, like, that's what we have to basically look at. Like, why is it that you hate black men so much? And also, what I want to say with the whole, what does Kimora Lee think? What does Russell's daughters think about this? Because it seems as though that his family isn't too as far as his niece Angela, she's not too happy with what's going on with the accusations of her uncle. And I don't know if his daughters are old enough to talk out about stuff like this. But if they are, then maybe we should hear what they have to say. Alright, moving on. Can Simmons pay his way out of all of this? Can he just basically do like a big payday, like how Harvey Weinstein just did with that $25 million? Yeah, that 25. I think it was 25 million, or if not 25 billion, but I think it was 25 million. He just paid out 25 million to all of his victims, but that's not the actual case that will put him in jail if everything swayed against him. So that was just basically like some shit, like he gets tried for his crimes against these women, but his crimes against humanity, then that's a whole totally different court case. So he paid that money out, but we won't know if he gets convicted on anything until those proceedings happen next year. So more to come on that, but can Russell pay his way out of it, like what Harvey just did? Because if he can, then that'll show how our justice system is so fucked up that you can just pay your way out of anything. But rule of thumb, if nobody knows, if you got enough money to go to court and basically waste money being in court to have the other side give up, then that's something you should basically try to think about, because I've always heard that if you got enough money to basically bullshit in court with, then go right ahead. Okay. So, why does all of the allegations take so long to come out? Basically how the 40-year window with the Cosby case, the R. Kelly stuff teeter-tottered every now and again. Like we would hear some shit, but then we wouldn't hear nothing. Some things would be false, some things would be true. But we don't know like where that like what he did. Like we didn't know if he still was out there doing shit until that recent his recent court cases now, because some shit got brought up with him about the whole Aaliyah thing when they got married there in Chicago. Which whoever brought that up, you know, thank you for the win for that. But yeah, like, why is it that all of these people wait so long to come out about somebody sexually assaulting them? Now, maybe, I don't know, maybe, you know, it's the whole, you know, it's the whole, like, them being ashamed of themselves or something like that. I don't know if it's that, but come on now, if somebody's done something to you, and somebody has basically taken some type of advantage of you, and you don't feel right afterwards, then why is it that you want to wait 40, 30, 20, you know, years to say something about something that you went through, and it obviously caused you trauma? Now, if it comes out that these women like Safechuck and Robson came out, like when Oprah asked, like, why are you suing for money? And Wade says, well, it's not about the money, I just want my voice heard. Well, motherfucker, there's TMZ, there's YouTube, and there's also social media that your voice can be heard all around the world. What the hell will money do to have your voice get heard? Because that sounds like the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. That you need money in order for your voice to be heard. But if these women come out and say the same damn thing, that they just want their voice heard, just, I'll settle out of court for $12 million. Like, I would know, and we all know that it'll be bullshit. Like, we just wasted our time basically looking at a bad soap opera just because these females just wanted money. Now, I'm not blaming the females for anything that has happened to them, because I don't know for sure if this shit has happened. But if it comes out to where in that interview any of them females say, well, I feel as though that it would be nice if, you know, if I sued him and I wanted this amount, then he should pay it out, then that's when we'll know that they're full of shit. Because money shouldn't be an end goal with certain shit like that. Like that stuff right there, sexual assault and molestation and stuff like that shit's serious. That shit's real serious. We don't want, well, I personally don't want to hear about my favorite stars or anything sexually assaulting or molesting people, because then, you know, my moral compass has to be like, okay, well, I don't think I can listen to their music or watch their movies anymore because they some sick motherfuckers, and I don't want any parts of that rubbing off on me. So move forward. The idea of coming out immediately, why is it so hard to tell your truth when it comes to situations like this, when allegations like this comes out? What should we do from here on out? Well, since the court of public opinion likes to find people guilty before they find them innocent, then this is what we should do. We should find them innocent first until proven guilty by the court of law, because I feel as though that they're basically making opinionated, well, not opinionated, but I feel like the justice system with these types of cases are basically taking the word of the people to put people in jail, such as like Bill Cosby, because I feel as though that Bill Cosby being in jail is idiotic and insane. The man's 89. He's probably gonna die in there. Why not just give him house arrest and then that be that? Like, why put that man in jail? Like, it's not like the man, like the man can even see, for God's sake. Like, the man's basically blind. And he basically came out with his first interview within the first year saying, look, when my parole hearing comes, I know they ain't gonna see any remorse in me, so fuck it, I'm just gonna tell my truth and that's it. But I'm good in here, you know. I go to my mansion and shit, you know. I chill out. I'm around good people. I'm good in here. I'm chilling. That's not what he actually said, but to paraphrase what he said, that's what he basically said. Like, he's gonna basically tell his truth come time of his parole hearing. He's not gonna sit there and be like, well, yeah, you know, I am sorry about what I did. Now he's gonna keep it North Philly gangster. He's gonna basically be that gangster from North Philly that we all knew he was, but we just didn't believe in him after he said that bullshit about black people and how to raise their children. And that's a topic of another day. We won't get into that. So, why hasn't Winfrey gone after Weinstein, Epstein, etc.? I said that, but still, to reiterate it, why hasn't she gone after them also? Why isn't there many documentaries that she's doing on Russell? It should be one on Russell. It should be one on Epstein. It should be one on Harvey. It should be done on that sick fuck that married basically his stepdaughter. I forgot his name. He's a movie, either a movie writer or a movie producer, but the motherfucker basically got married to a woman. Him and the woman divorced, but he wound up marrying a girl he basically raised. I don't know his name, but why isn't all of these people being assigned a case and tried in court also? Like, this shit is ridiculous. Like, we don't want to bring up shit that we know is true, but we want to push it under the rug. Now, I know most of y'all might say, well, Marcus, if that's the case, with this whole sexual assault thing and molestation, well, should my grandfather be tried in jail? Because my grandfather was 25 when he met my grandmother, and she was only 16. Well, we can't account for shit that happened back in the day. That's what was happening back in the day. It's a new day. We can't account for anything that happened back then. Now, the Bill Cosby stuff happened, but back then, but those women was grown. From our knowledge, they was either early to late 20s, maybe 30s, that he was messing with these girls. The same probably with Russell. Russell was probably messing with early to mid to late 20s, maybe early 30s. And he probably wasn't being a player anymore after he got married. But who knows? You know, I don't know his life. I don't know what he does on a day-to-day. So it's nothing that I can say about this that can make somebody else's mind up, other than we need to start doing our research more than just making somebody or allowing somebody to tell us what the truth is. You gotta have that intuition to where you know somebody's fucking lying to you. Like we do this every day with people that we love. Why can't we do it with people that we don't know? It's that simple. If you don't believe, if somebody's right in front of your face and you know that they lying to you, why is it that you don't give that same type of energy to somebody you don't know in like a bullshit story you hear about somebody? Just use your intuition and research everything, because nothing will steer you wrong after that. Like, nobody will be able to tell you a motherfucking thing. Alright. YouTube, don't take this video down for me cussing so much. But anyway. Does Russell deserve the same treatment as R. Kelly and Bill Cosby? I don't feel as though he does, because the man basically apologized for his wrongdoings of this, and he also, like I said, took 9 3-hour lie detector tests. Now, if the man gets treated and basically buried by the justice system because of some shit that he basically came out and got in front of, like, the man basically, he sold his house, he stepped down from all of his businesses, and he left the country to get in front of all of this. Now, he went to, it was either India or Indonesia he went. It was one of those countries. But the man got in front of what he knew was going to be a shitstorm, because he was about to see it with Bill. He already probably saw it with R. Kelly, so he just wanted to jump in front of that shit before it got to him. So I'm not saying it's right, but I'm also saying that he's a smart man to get in front of some shit that he knew he wouldn't be able to control at the end of the day. So, excuse me, sorry. The narrative is just one-sided. Oprah should be held accountable because she's only showing one side of, she's basically showing one side of the story. Now, we all know there's 3 sides to the story. There's his side, it's her side, and it's the truth. Now, what we're not getting out of this is the truth side. And we're also not getting Russell's side either. We're just getting her side from the production team of Oprah. What the fuck is her production? Harpo Productions. That's what we're getting. We're getting Harpo Productions side of the story, which is not even the truth at all. But, you know, what can I say? Oprah's very I guess sound in this type of she's very sound in this type of reporting of bullshit. This is something that's funny, because while all this is going on with the whole leaving Neverland shit, the R. Kelly shit, and this Russell stuff, but during the time of the Leaving Neverland stuff, when everybody caught ear of Oprah doing like a after show of all of it, the singer Seal comes out and slams the fuck out of Oprah on video camera, basically saying how she doesn't like black people, she doesn't like black men, something's wrong with her. He was saying some shit. I didn't get to see the whole entire video, but homie was basically saying some shit in there that Oprah should be paying attention to, because it's not just it's not just like what he's saying. At the same time, is what's true about what he feels about her, and what 50 Cent feels about her now too. Like we've all seen this before from her. So, you know, Seal basically had to say something to her, from video that she probably never paid attention to, but still, it's out there in the world. Y'all can look it up. Just look up singer Seal slams Oprah or whatever, and you'll see how he's on camera basically going off on her, and how he doesn't like none of the shit that she's doing and has to say about things. So y'all go and check that out, and y'all might like what y'all see too. Is Oprah misusing information too? Is she basically appropriating bullshit just so she can make $1? We don't know. We don't know any of this. We don't know if she's doing this to be a beacon of light and hope, of hoping something might happen, or is she just doing this, like I said, for a payday? Like, is this her payday? Does she see the Me Too movement and whatever else type of sexual assault movement as a beacon to make some money? Like, oh, okay, I can make some money in that. Okay, so R. Kelly had an interview and he basically fucked himself over, and there's also a docuseries. Oh, Michael Jackson got one too. I can make one of these. Okay, let's do this. Let me call my team up. I feel like she is misusing information, because come on, it's been like 20, 30 some odd years now that these accusations are now coming up against Russell. Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what the fuck is happening within the world? Like, this shit is fucking crazy, because like, I've been saying it the whole time. Like, why now? Why is it that these people didn't come out back then? Because if we heard stories about Michael Jackson in the early 90s, about him sexually molesting, or just molesting, whatever type of molestation that people thought he was doing, but nobody thought, and Dave Chappelle said it too, nobody thought to ask Macaulay Culkin if anything happened to him. Macaulay comes out on his own and says, no, Michael has never done anything to me, and I won't allow y'all to look at him in such a way that makes him look bad. At the same time, 50 Cent did the same thing for Russell. Y'all not gonna do this. This is a good man. He taught me everything I know about this business, alongside of Dr. Dre and Eminem. but this is my friend. This is somebody that I look up to, and y'all not gonna do this to him. It's basically the same thing. So now the court of public opinion has two fights, because they know how cynical 50 can be, but also at the same time they know how peaceful Russell can be. So you need that duality within something like this, because if you look at back in the 1960s, and we saw it in the movie Selma, which it's a real, to me it was a real depiction of what I would think how Malcolm would talk to Coretta about Martin. I'm gonna be the driving force to have people pay attention to me more while y'all work everything out in the background. I'm gonna be the person everybody sees that makes everything sound like I'm the bad guy in the world, but he's the good guy. So y'all work everything out without anybody seeing it, and I got this. And that's what happened. Malcolm became the bad guy of the nation. Martin became the good guy of the nation. Not the nation of Islam, but the nation of the United States. Alright. Should Russell Simmons sue Oprah? And not also just sue Oprah, all the accusers. Should there be some type of lawsuit from this after the documentary comes out? Now, I will only say the only way that he would be able to sue her is probably just from defamation of character. That's probably the only thing that he can probably get her on. Now, will either side win respectively? I don't know. But I don't know. Ask somebody that you know that may be a legal aid or a lawyer or something like that. If either Russell has a good chance of winning something like that, or if Oprah countersues, if she has a good way to win. It's just something to think about. Alright. So, with all of this, I want to say Oprah did an interview with Barbara Walters, like in the early to mid 90s, maybe late 90s, but I'm pretty sure it was between the early to mid 90s. Within that interview, Oprah said to Miss Barbara herself that she wishes that she was white, or at the time when something was happening, she wished that she was white. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, Marcus, what does that have to do with anything? Hear me out. If you had that type of thought process as a little girl, what would be the thought process of you as a grown woman? Now, something, bad had to happen to you in order for you to think like that about something like that. But my whole thing is, does she still feel that way? And if so, that has everything to do with how she's acting now. With this whole, interviewing accusers of bullshit, accusations against famous people that they encountered in their life that probably didn't want to do them any harm at all, if not, any type of wanted to see any type of harm done to them. So, that's what we have to look at, is Oprah's mind state about who she feels she is and why she's going after people that look like her. All right. Should Oprah be tried in the court of public opinion of her social crimes of what she's doing? Should she be tried? Should everybody look at her like with this, like they did with the Michael with the Leaving Neverland Michael show? Should she be tried by people like y'all that basically denigrate everybody else about how they should be jailed for stuff that you feel as though that they've done before even seeing any type of legal evidence if any of this has happened? Should she be tried for her social crimes in the court of public opinion? I think that's up to y'all to answer. That's not up to me. Alright, so I'm gonna end it like this. In this video, I said how she double-crossed her friends, or her so-called friends, or people who thought that was her friend. I'm gonna give it to y'all like this. If she has backstab, if she had every inkling to do something like this, to double cross and backstab everybody that has called her a friend, then this is how I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it with 2 Bible verses, and I'm gonna end it with 2 Holy Quran verses. This is how it's gonna go. And in the Bible, in Peter chapters 5 verse 7, it says, "Be sober-minded, be watchful of your adversary. The devil prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour." Also in Psalms chapter 28 verse 3, "Do not drag me off with the wicked, with the works of evil, who speaks peace with their neighbors, while evil is in their hearts." Now, ain't that something? It seems as though that there's some evil in Oprah's heart that she's basically feels as though that should be exercised out of her, basically. Alright, so in the Holy Quran, chapter 9, the immunity, section 7, the hypocrites. The hypocrites, men and women, are all alike. They enjoy evil and forbid good, withhold their hands. They have forsaken Allah, so has forsaken them. Surely the hypocrites are the transgressors. Also in chapter 9, chapter 30, the Romans, section 2, the 2 parties, verse 16. "And as for those who disbelieve and reject our messages in the meeting of the hereafter, they will be brought to chastisement." This has been another episode of Marcus Speaks. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.